Hello everybody, we are going to get going in just a second. We are crocheting burbs today. Please let me know in the chat how everything sounds. I'm still grabbing all of our materials and we are currently voting on which burb to crochet. The vote is between a pelican, a quail, a toucan, or a blue jay, and it is a close vote. So go vote now in the chat. We're going to be going in just a second. Make sure to like this video down below and let me know how everything sounds. If you can hear me, put an emoji of a bird, any bird, in the chat. All right, be on in just a second. Hey everybody, just 1 second. I'm gonna switch to the camera, but I'm not ready to go yet. I just realized that the camera got messed up, so I gotta fix that, and then I'll get going. I know, hello, 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 but this doesn't count. Don't count this. Okay, wait, so if I'm right there, oh, I guess that is pretty good. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. It happens. Be on in just a second. All right, so sorry about that wait. Here we go. Let's rock and roll. I'm prepared. What are you talking about? I'm totally prepared. I'm totally prepared. I totally forgot to turn on my iPad. Hi, everybody. How are you? How is the stream? Hello, hello, hello. Today, we are crocheting. I just said it like that because I wanted it to rhyme. But we're crocheting a brand spanking new Burb for International Crochet Day. Now, if you don't know what a Burb is, you're looking at one right now. Burbs are secret agents that are disguised as different kinds of birds. There's a whole bunch of different kinds. We got little barn owls, we've got crows, we've got the original pigeon. And what's great about all of these birds is that they actually are not actually what they look like. They are secret agents. I don't know what they're spying on. We're gonna try to figure out some of the lore today, but we're also gonna be crocheting a brand new Burb to join the ranks of Burbdom for International Crochet Day. Did you know there was an International Crochet Day? Me neither until today. So happy International Crochet Day. It's today and we're gonna celebrate by crocheting some Burbs. I'm gonna hit record there. So what Burb are we making? That is up to the chat. We are voting right now between a pelican, a quail, a toucan, and a blue jay. We already have 67 votes on this. So we're pretty much set in stone, but it's not 100% sure yet. And I will be saying I am designing this live today. This is going to be from scratch. I have made one of these before, but it's been so long and I never wrote down the pattern, so it's basically going to be 100% from scratch regardless. I'm very excited to see what you guys vote on. I'm voting personally on a pelican because I think it fits the theme very well. But I will say I added all these in. These were all ones that I really wanted to crochet. So I really wanted to make a pelican. I really want to make a quail. I really want to make a toucan. And I really want to make a blue jay. So I'm down for any of them. You guys go ahead and vote now in the chat. Let me grab some extra yarn here. Make sure we got everything that we need. I think we're missing a yellow. if we're making, because it looks like a toucan right now is winning. So I think we're gonna need some yellow for that, which I might have to open a brand new yellow, which that's fine. Oh no, I have one right here. There we go. Okay, so I think that's everything. All right, let me talk about how you can support this channel if you like what's going on here and you think it's cool. And then once I'm done with that, we will close the vote and get started crocheting. We're also going to be making this a tutorial. Then after the live stream's over, we're going to toss it on the website as a tutorial. I'm recording it. Hello, I'm recording it right now in a high definition version. That's going to be landscape, and I'm going to edit it after this video. So bear with me. I'm going to do this as quick as I can. I mean, getting it to the website. I'm not going to speed run our crochet today because I don't want to mess it up. I want to do a good job. So I'm really, really excited to crochet along with you. All praise the Church of Perch. Yes. Oh man, it has been a while, Church of Perch. If you didn't know, Church of Perch is our that is like the internal live stream chat for people that really, really are into the burbs. We are part of the Church of Perch, and everybody praises the Church of Perch by going. I can't wait to figure out lore with you guys. We're going to talk lore during the stream, but let's talk about how you can support this channel. If you like what's happening right now and you think it's cool, there are a whole bunch of ways to support this channel. The first is by liking this video down below and subscribing to the channel. If this video gets 125 likes, we're gonna do a giveaway next stream. Now, we actually did unlock a giveaway for today's stream, but I didn't realize that until literally an hour ago. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get the giveaway going tomorrow. I'll post it on Instagram and on YouTube in the posts and tell you about how you can enter to win. So just keep a lookout on Instagram or on YouTube for Club Crochet so that you can enter to win a giveaway. We're gonna probably be giving away my friend's book, which I'm really, really excited to share with you. Here's just a little sneak peek. Amigurumi Critters by Curious Papaya, our friend of the channel. Amy, you made an amazing book. So we're probably gonna be giving this away tomorrow to thank you for all of the likes for last stream. And we're gonna do another giveaway next week if you get this video to enough likes. So that's the free, easy way to support this channel. If you want to support monetarily, wow, that would be really, really cool. I would super appreciate that. There's a few ways you can do so. The first best way, undeniably best way, especially today. Today is the best time to do this. Sign up for a Club Crochet membership. Members get early access to future patterns. They get access to our exclusive library tutorials like our burbs. They get access to a whole bunch of stuff. And today is your last chance to sign up for a membership with the current settings, because next week we are unveiling a brand new update to the website, and anybody with a membership prior to that update is going to get a huge bonus. They're going to get locked in with this really cool tier, and they're going to get a whole bunch of extra additional things for having a membership before the update was done. So today is kind of your last chance. Upgrade your membership today at clubcrochet.com. You get a whole bunch with it. You can cancel it at any time. It's only $5 a month. You can cancel it, get a free trial, see if it's something you're into, and then cancel. I highly suggest you do it today, though. If you've ever been curious of doing it, big time suggest get a membership while you can. I mean, there's going to be memberships later, but you get a bunch of extra things today if you sign up for a membership before next week. So I'm doing like a big perk for anybody that was a member to say thank you so much for being a member for so long. We haven't updated the website in literally 4 years, I think. So it's a big update, really big. I'm very excited. I'll share all the details with you throughout this stream maybe as well. Okay, other ways you can support this channel. We have merch and kits in the store. You can get the new seasonal kit to make our seagull, as well as all of our other critters and creatures from Amigurumi. These are all beach critters that we're making. We're making things like hermit crabs, seagulls, sand castles. You're making a whole bunch of sandy things, hence the name Amigurumi. If you want to learn more, go to clubcrochet.com/sandy or just Club Crochet. We'll get you there. We also have a bunch of different kinds of merch. We got pins. We got all kinds of things. Last way you can support this channel if you like what's going on here is you can support by tipping. If you want to, you do not have to, but it would be really cool if you did. It goes directly to the channel to help support it. And all you need to do to tip is hit the little dollar icon at the bottom of your chat if you're on YouTube, or going to clubcrochet.com/tip. If you tip today, we will add, we'll keep a burb on screen. How about that? So, speaking of tips, Tina, thank you so much for your support. Tina just tipped in the live stream, and I super appreciate that, Tina. If you have a specific burb here that you want to stay out, or you want a different burb, I will add one to the background for you. I have all my burbs somewhere. I'm gonna have to dig around for certain burbs. Some of them I could only find the head for, like the macaw, parrot. For some reason I could only find the head. I can't find the body for this one, so it's somewhere in there. Okay, I think that's everything. So sorry that took me so long to talk about. Let's see what y'all decided for the burb for today. And oh wow, you brought it back really close. Gosh, that was a really close vote. But the change has not made it. Pelican was that close to getting there. But we won with toucan. That's right, we're making a toucan. 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 Can too. Let's clear our board a little bit and get all of our materials. So, in today's video, because we're making a toucan, wait, did we get... Okay, Tina, I knew you were going to say that, Tina. I knew it. I had it prepped because I knew. I was like, Tina's going to choose long pigeon. I just know it. Okay, so before we get going here, let's get all of our materials. Let's clean our stage a little bit and pull out long pigeon for Tina. If you don't know, this is the great, the powerful, the indomitable long pigeon. And long pigeon, of course, always is ready to party. I'm never gonna get sick of how freaking ridiculous that looks. I love it. Long pigeon is great. Great and powerful. Super duper. Unfortunately, you're not gonna see them if I keep them on screen here. So what I'll do for you is long pigeon. Let's see. If I put long pigeon... Let's clean this up a little bit. If I put long pigeon right here, can you see it? Can you see long pigeon? Oh, he's so tiny though. Okay, I guess long pigeon will just be... The toes of long pigeon will be on camera for you, Tina. I'm sorry that I can't get all of long pigeon on screen, but just know that those toes are all because of yo's. We're making a toucan. Let's figure out how we're gonna make that toucan. I know positively, absolutely, we're gonna need black and we're gonna need white. Toucans are definitely black and white, but they're also all different kinds of colors, so we're gonna need a whole bunch of colors. So we got black, we got white. Let's see, what else will we need? Let's pull up pictures of a toucan. We definitely need yellow. Looks like their head, their face is yellow in general, and then their beak are all different kinds of colors. So the beak's gonna be the hard part. We got red in the beak. We've got cyan in the beak. Okay, so there's red. Here's a little bit of cyan. Looks like we definitely got orange. And yellow will be for the body. Orange will be for the beak. We'll throw some cyan in there to make it interesting. We'll need a little bit of red to make it interesting. We might make a couple of toucans today. Let's see, what else? They got a red little butt, which is adorable. I did not know that. It's under their tail. They got like a little red booty. Well, they kind of just have a black booty tails too. Man, they're beautiful. What a beautiful creature. Toucans are awesome. They also have blue eyes. Interesting. So we might make one that's like a straight up like classic toucan, and then we might make one that's like more of a cartoony toucan to make it more like visibly interesting or you know, easy to make. Okay, we got a lot of materials there. I think that's everything we're gonna need. Okay, so today we're using worsted weight yarn in 100% cotton. It's my favorite kind of yarn to use for amigurumi. But it's definitely going to be great for our toucan. We also will be using a crochet hook size G 4mm, just my favorite hook to use with worsted weight yarn. So highly suggested use one of these hooks if you're using our worsted weight yarn, especially our Club Crochet Amigurumi yarn. We're definitely going to need a darning needle for sewing in hard to reach stitches. So look out for one of those. We have these in the shop as well. We'll need some scissors for cutting stuff. We'll need some stuffing for stuffing stuff. And we're going to need some safety eyes. I probably will be using 6mm. We may be using 8mm. It's going to be based on the chat, what you guys want to see. Okay. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Let's get hooking and start crocheting our toucan. Toucan. So we're going to need... Where do we start is a great question. And by the way, hello chat, how is everybody? You know what? I think we're gonna start with the head of the burb. And we're gonna really need to think about this as we go. You guys chose probably the most difficult one, which I'm cool with. I'm fine. I'm totally fine with that. I'm not freaking out. No, I'm not freaking out. You guys did choose probably the most difficult one, but that's kind of awesome. So we're going to go ahead and start with our black yarn because we're going to start on the head. Specifically the burb head. No, sorry, the bird head. So the toucan head itself is where we're going to start. And we need this yarn. By the way, again, how is everybody in the chat? What have you guys been up to? What's everybody been doing? Apparently my password is incorrect. Did I change it? I probably did. I probably did. Alright. What's everyone up to? This week has been pretty fun for me. I've been working on that brand new update, which I'm so excited for updating the website. It has been long time coming, and honestly it is so cool. The update, the new stuff, it's gonna just be really cool. I'm really excited to share it. If you have any questions about it, just let me know in the chat. I'll tell you all about it since it's coming next week anyhow. I think I'm gonna pull up the pigeon pattern, the pigeon burb. I think that's going to be a good one for me to start, like, base everything off of. It's going to have to be smaller head than the pigeons, just because there is a lot of, Yeah, oh, Kaylin! Oh, Kaylin, thank you so much for your support. Can you get a barn owl? Heck yeah, you can get a barn owl, Kaylin. You deserve it. Kaylin, this little barn owl. Oh, we lost our little toes of our big burb. Let's go ahead and put them there. There we go. Let's go ahead and throw our barn owl burb out for Kaylin. Thank you so much, Kaylin. If you want to name your little barn owl, let me know. And of course, just to prove that we got a burb. You know what I love about the barn owl? Is their butts, their tail feathers. It's a little heart. Isn't that cute? Okay, well, barn owl burb is going to be right there. Just barely peeping. Just barely peeping on our work. Okay. So we'll put them right there. All right, so we're making the head of our toucan first, and we're gonna need to do some color change, fancy footwork here, and then we'll make the beak to go on it. So I'm gonna start the pattern for the head of our burb the same as I start all of my patterns. We're gonna start by doing a magic loop and doing 6 single crochets into the magic loop. So that's a good start, I think. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's use a stitch marker today just because it'll make our life a little bit easier. Just to be able to track where the ends of our rounds are so I can talk to the chat while I crochet a little bit easier. Throw that in there. Pull this tight. Shoop. There we go. All right, there's round 1. We're going to fold that over. And let's continue on. Now I'm on round 2. You don't think I saw it, though. What did I not see? I missed something. Oh, Chirp a Little, thank you so much for your support. You donated. I did not see it, but I believe you. I totally believe you. You wanted a seagull? I believe that's what you said. Let me look. I donated for the French gull with the French fry. Oh, yes. Okay, hold on. I do have him. He is our pirate seagull. Whose name... I can't remember what this seagull's name was. Anybody remember? His French fry sword is actually getting a little frayed. So let me see if I can fix that real quick first. There we go. Here's our French fry gull for you. Thank you so much, Chirp Little. You are great. Thank you so much. We're going to throw this guy out there. I can't remember, again, what their deal was. Like, what their name was. I'm sure it was something pirate related. But if anybody can remember, let me know in the chat. Look how good that the skull on that is. That is like a perfect pirate hat. Okay. Your French fry gull will be right here salivating over our crochet. Great. All right, so back to this. We're on round 2. In round 2, I'm going to be increasing up to 12 stitches around. So we're just going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch. And yeah, like I said before, I know the start definitely is going to be the same, at least like the very start where we're at right now. And then I think I'm going to do some color changes soon. Probably after we make the eyes, or like in the round where we're making the eyes, because we're going to want to make the beak separate and sew the beak on. Now, I usually like to make the beak as attached as possible to just limit the amount of sewing. But for a pattern like this, for a toucan's beak, it's going to need to be way bigger. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to we might have to make a couple of these beaks to test them out. But I definitely know that because the beak's not going to be sewn on, we don't have to worry about doing the, like a bobble, like a spiked bobble for the beak like we do with some of our other burbs. Okay, so, it might have been Pierre. All right, so next up, I'm on round 3 of my pattern for our toucan's head. And for round 3, we're going to just do it as normal. Single crochet 3 and then increase once. And we'll repeat that 3 times to go up to 15 stitches. Someone asks, bruh asks, how do I design patterns? Well, that is a big question. How do I design patterns? Literally 20 years of experience. I've been crocheting for quite a long time. If you want to learn how to design patterns, though, I highly suggest, again, signing up for a Club Crochet membership today, because next week, one of the perks of signing up for a Club Crochet membership before the big update is anybody who is a Club Crochet member will be upgraded automatically without a price change at all to our new tier, which is going to be called the Designer Tier membership. And with the Designer Tier membership, you're going to get access to a bunch of design-themed tutorials that I'll be adding in probably every few months. We'll be adding a new design level tutorial where it's going to be like, here's how to design your amigurumi. So that's probably a good answer to your question on how to design things. Is going to be that. We're going to be doing live crochet alongs that are member exclusive, that are all going to be about design and different techniques. I'm really excited about it. Let me tell you about it more in just a second. But first, we're on round 4 here. For round 4, we're just going to single crochet into every stitch around. So just another round, just one round of just single crochets. That's going to be 15 single crochets total. And we're just going to keep going in the black yarn right now. And then in our next round, we're going to start making our face. Yeah, designer membership. It's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about it. When it first comes out, it's going to be like unlimited access to the website and some designer membership tutorials. But eventually, we're going to keep adding these designer level tutorials in there. And we're going to be doing this Camp Crochet, which is this big new live stream event that's exclusive for members. There's a whole lot going on, and I'm really excited to share more about it with you very soon. But first, let's stay focused as much as I can. All right, so we are on round 4. We just finished round 4. We're about to move on to round 5. Now, round 5, we're going to be adding in our eyes. We're going to be adding in our face, or like our feathers on the the bottom of our toucan. Now, there's a couple of things here that I actually would love your guys' opinion on. The first one is, when I look at a toucan, pictures of a toucan, it looks like their eyeballs themselves are actually blue. And in addition to that, the color around their eyes are orange. That might be a little extra. We could probably just do it in white. But maybe we make one that way, and then we make another one in a different way, and then we kind of like have a fancy one, have a not so fancy one. I don't know. Let me know. How do you guys think we should go about this? Kaylin, can you name the barn owl after your son Roland? Of course you can. That's a perfect name for them. Roland. Oh my gosh, little Roland. Ah, that's cute. I love it. Okay. I think, but here's the thing. I think I also want to make it easier. You know what I mean? I do want to be accurate, but I also want to make it easier. I think, or we could do it all yellow. They do have like a yellow background to their face. Maybe if we did it white, then it might look a little too simple. But when I look, what does Toucan Sam look like? Toucan Sam. Oh, they don't even look like a toucan. Okay. Because the nose itself, we're definitely going to crochet separately. God, they're beautiful. What a beautiful bird. Okay, what a weird bird, though. Maybe I should start making the beak and split it up. I think we should do orange around the eyes with blue eyes. I think we should do it classic. You knew Toucan Sam was going to be brought up sooner or later. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do... Let's try to get fancy with this first one. So we're going to do blue for the eyes, and then yellow for the background of these first two rounds, and then we'll change it up to white. That's what we'll do. So for blue, we're going to do mini bobble stitches for the eyes. We want to have our blue in place here, and we're going to change colors to it. Oh, and I need to pull up my stitch marker here. So we're going to do a bobble stitch in the next stitch. We're going to specifically do a mini bobble. So for a mini bobble, if you don't already know how to do it, we yarn over with our new color, which is going to be our blue here. We go into the next stitch, which is going to be right there. Yarn over again with blue, and then pull that through. Okay, that rhymed. Then we're going to yarn over again and pull through our two loops here with blue, 1 and 2, just like that. And we're just going to repeat that 2 more times, 3 times total in the same stitch. So yarn over, in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now before I go any further here, I actually realized a couple things. The first is that the black shouldn't have been on the top of that, so I'm going to have to redo this. Second is that I'm going to need my next color in preparation here. So let's go ahead, pull that out, and we're going to do that again. This time, I'm going to pull through with blue at the end of our round. So rounds over, that was round 4. Then round 5, I'm going to start by yarning over with blue and pulling that through. So that way the top of the stitch is also blue, which is just going to save us some headache later on. And then we're going to do our blue stitch here. We're going to get it started working around the black yarn. Go 1, and I'm going to get started with 2 there. Before I continue though, I want yellow, or do I want orange? Do I want yellow for the beak or orange for the beak? I think I want orange for the beak because it's such a bright, beautiful orange, and then yellow for the face. I think I'm going to work off of that one. Yeah. All right, so we're going to use yellow for the face that's behind the beak. So we're going to take our yellow here. We're going to place it in between that bobble stitch that we're working on, just so that it gets locked into place, because at the end of this round, or end of this bobble, which we are about to finish, yarn over with blue into the same stitch, yarn over blue, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 of blue, and then we're going to switch to the yellow. I'm just going to pull the yellow under the rest of them, yarn over, and then pull through all those stitches with yellow like that. That way we have yellow as our working yarn. And then I'm just gonna work around all these colors like this, because this is gonna be hidden by a beak anyhow. you know, like there's gonna be a beak right there. Big, beautiful beak. Okay. In between the beak, I believe there's 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we want 3 stitches in our yellow here. So not too much. 1, 2, and 3 is gonna be here. And then we're gonna do another blue bobble stitch after those 3 single crochets. And we'll just work around the black and the yellow yarn for this. 1, 2, and 3 with the blue. Okay, and then we're gonna switch back over to black. There we go. And then we'll crochet around both of those black, pull those to the side, and we'll cut it close. I don't think we're gonna need our blue anymore, and I think I might regret doing the blue later on, and we might end up doing another one of these in yellow, but I don't know. I do think it looks kind of nice. You know, it's interesting for sure. It's gonna look weird. It's gonna look weird until we got our beak and our eyes up there. You think I'm mixing? I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna finish this round up by just doing single crochets all the way to the end of the round in black, by the way. Should I think be 10 more stitches to the end of the round in black. Shout out to our moderators today. Thank you, Cooper and Zoe, who are helping moderate today's live stream. And Coop is also writing the pattern down, which is gonna mean that we can get it to the website as soon as possible.
Order for Lily?
Oh, thank you. Do you want to say hi?
No, okay.
Okay, well that's all right. Our barista Jules, aka my wife, brought me in a coffee because she's very sweet and a wonderful person.
Love you. Have fun.
Thank you very much. I love you too. Okay. We're back to it. We just finished this round. I'm gonna finish up with one last single crochet here in black. And we're gonna continue on to round 6. Round 6, we're gonna be doing yellow for our first few stitches. So I'm gonna change colors to yellow to get this round started. I'm gonna place it in between like that. And then I'm just gonna switch straight over to yellow, pull through with yellow. Okay, we're gonna keep that cyan there to keep track of the ends of our rounds. And you know what, I can just cut the yarn. You know, we don't need to cut the yarn. Well, yeah, why not? We'll cut the yarn. All right. So next round here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 stitches in yellow makes sense to me. So we're gonna do 6 stitches. Let's try doing 6 stitches in yellow. This round's just gonna be single crochets, so we don't need to do any increases or anything fancy. But we do want the yellow to like kind of start bleeding over the black a little bit so that it kind of shows under our beak that we'll add later. There, and then we're going to do one more stitch here. So 6 in yellow. Then we're going to come back to our black yarn. That's just a little piece. We want there we go. And we're going to change back over to our black yarn. And then I'll just single crochet all the way across in black. I think that sounds pretty cool. Nicole! Oh my god, my friend Nicole's in the chat. Hi, Nicole. What are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Hi. If you don't know, Nicole used to actually work for Club Crochet. They were the ones answering all the emails and helping with everything and putting together kits and stuff. Nicole, you rock. How are you? We're making a toucan today, Nicole. Do you have a name suggestion for a toucan? I can write it down. We're gonna vote on it later on. By the way, for the rest of this round, Nicole tipped. For the rest of this round, we're just gonna do single crochets in black all the way to the end. I believe there should be another 9 stitches in black to get to the end of the round. Nicole tipped. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. We'll add a little burb out in the background for you, Nicole. Here, let's see. Which burb would Nicole want? Oh, duh. Nicole, this is going to be in the background for you throughout the live stream. Our beautiful crow. Of course. Nicole has this really great idea about crows and a great crochet, or not crochet kit, but kit. It's called a crow kit. Well, maybe we'll talk about it later. But it's great. Oh, but you wanted something pink. I don't have anything pink for you right now. But I don't want to go digging for, but there is a pink one somewhere. I'll pitch the crow kit for you. Anyhow, here is Nicole's crow. Nicole, you get to name your crow, and of course, just to prove, it is a burb. So if you have a name suggestion for your crow here, go for it. We're gonna have your crow right here. I know you can't really see it too much, but they're watching us. They're watching us. They're plotting their murder. All right. Okay, I will pitch the crow kit. 1 second. Let me go through this next round here. So we are on round 7. This is going to be funny because this will forever be in the tutorial, Nicole. All right, round 7. I'm going to pull my stitch marker up here. For round 7, we're going to be using white. And I'm going to be crocheting. So I want like the bottom here to be yellow, and then we want white after that. So we're going to do 6 stitches in white first. This is going to be another round where it's all single crochets, by the way. So you don't have to worry too much about color changing or anything. So we're just going to, doing increases or anything. So we're just going to pull through with our white there. And we're just going to pull the black yarn to the side. And we're going to start by doing 6 single crochets in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to change it back to our black yarn. Back and black. We're going to cut the yarn first to get us ready. And then we're going to change to black. And then it'll just be black stitches for the rest of this round as I tell you about the wonderful crow kit. Ooh! Okay, Nicole thinks we should Nicole names her crow Wonky. What a weirdo, I love it. And then Chirp Little thinks we should name it Tukey, after the toucan from George of the Jungle. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that or heard about that in so long. By the way, there should be 9 more stitches, I believe, in black to get to the end of this round. And I think that we should only do 1 more round of head here. And I know that sounds weird because normally, well, I don't know if it sounds weird, but normally we go 5 rounds up for the head, and then we chain and like so that it's got like a really long neck. So if you look at our regular burbs here, this one's going to be significantly smaller. But I kind of think that looks more like, you know, an actual toucan. It's going to be a little bit higher, so 1 more round up. But it should be all the way up here. You know what I mean? Okay. So we're just going to do 1 more round for the head, though. And we're going to just do the same thing that we just did. We're going to do 6 stitches. Maybe we should do 7 stitches in white. What do you think? Nah, we'll just do 6 stitches in white. We'll do the exact same round 1 more time. Change over to our white yarn. I'm not even going to pull our stitch marker up here because I know where the ends of my rounds are. And we'll go ahead. I'll just cut this. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to single crochet 6 in white and then change over to black. All right, the crow kit. Here's the idea. It is a kit to teach you how to befriend your local murder. It's a kit that'll just teach you how, like, all about crows and how to befriend a crow. It'll have a bunch of things in it, like little treats for crows, how to train them, how to bring you bottle caps and coins and stuff. And it's honestly, I actually think it's a really good idea. I think it'd be really fun. And she wants to call it Crow Kit. I think it's a great idea. Nicole is full of genius ideas like this. I've always wanted to befriend a bunch of crows. I think it'd be really fun. Ooh, I like that name. Papaya or banana. Good name suggestions from Kaylin. Okay. I think this is going to be the last stitch right here. 1 and then 2. So that should be the end of round 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, end of round 8. And here you can see what we got working with. Honestly, it looks crazy, looks weird, but it actually does. I can see the vision right now. I think what I should have done though for that last round is actually done the first stitch in black. So I'm gonna go back. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm going back because I really think that's a good idea. And I'll tell you why at the end of this next round. Let's go back really quick. We're gonna restart now round 8. Which I totally screwed up too because I cut that yarn short. So let's do this again. Hold on. This makes sense. I promise I'm not crazy. Now we're gonna change over back to our black yarn there. We'll hide that stitch in there. Okay, we just finished round 8. Let's try we just finished round 7. Let's go to round 8. Round 8, we're going to single crochet 1 in black, and then we're going to change to white. So only 1 stitch in black, and then over to white. And we'll do 5 stitches in white. And the reason we want to do that color change in that way is so that the white yarn kind of like shrinks in there. I'm also not going to cut our black yarn this time. Instead, we're just going to hold it off to the side like that. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to change over to our black yarn. This is the way I like to change over yarn when it's only a few stitches away, by the way. I kind of place my finger in between there to keep it separated. And then I'll take it right there with my index finger in my non-dominant hand. And I'm going to flip under the new color, then yarn over with the new color and pull through. And that way we can change over to our black yarn. I like to kind of give a little bit of space though too. And then we'll just single crochet for the rest of this round in black. Okay, and then that will be fixed. Cut that yarn nice and short. And you're excited, you're curious about the beak, says Nicole in the chat. Don't you worry, I'm gonna be making the beak just after this, and I'm curious about it too. We're gonna figure it out together, because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet either. I don't know. I know I'm gonna crochet it and sew it on, but I don't know how just yet. All right, that's gonna be the end of round 8. Now we're to round 9. For round 9, I'm gonna create this nice frilly edge around the outside of our toucan, so that way he's got like this beautiful frilly edge. It's gonna be this right here. So it separates it from the burb head. So what we want to do for that is, all we need to do is, I think it starts with the chain 1. Hold on, let me read. Yes, okay. So we chain 1, yarn over, pull through, and then we go into the front loop only, meaning the loop closest to you right here. And we want to do a slip stitch into that. Okay, so we want to go into that stitch like this, go under just that front loop, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through like that. We want to do that for every stitch around. So chain 1, front loop only, and slip stitch. And that's going to create this nice frilly edge. And then we're going to figure out how we make our toucan beak just after that. And you'll see how this is going to create this like nice little border, which is going to be especially nice when it comes to the rest of our toucan. Which I believe the body of our toucan's just going to be black. So it's going to be pretty easy, I think, to make the toucan's body. We might do something fun with the tail. But honestly, I think it's going to be pretty similar to our crow body. Just a pretty simple black body with yellow feet and like nice simple wings. Because all the work's gonna be in the mask. All right, and then we can figure out how we're gonna do our beak after this. Okay, last stitch is gonna be right here. Chain 1, slip stitch 1, and we can cut the yarn. I don't think we're gonna need a long end. That should be good. We'll pull that all the way through, and I'm just gonna hide this end into the stitches. I'm also gonna stretch that out a little bit so it looks a little bit cleaner. But there you go, you can see the head coming together. Let's pull out this stitch marker too. We don't need that. Yoink. That. That's pretty good. All right, let me do our hidden end here. through. We're gonna go in through the back of this next stitch like that. And then back down through the top of this stitch like this. And I'm just gonna hide it in the back of a few of these stitches, kind of like this. Pull that in, and there we go. Looks pretty good, honestly. I see the vision personally. The blue eyes is gonna look weird, but it might also not look weird. And worst case scenario, we just do this all again. And honestly, I think I'm gonna do that anyhow. Okay. We're making a toucan. That's right. What have you missed? Not much. We've just made the head of our toucan is all. Okay, now we're going to make the beak, or should we add the eyes? Let's add our eyes. I think that'll help. I think it'll help give like the view here. Now, I want to do 8mm eyes. I just think it's going to be a better idea than 6mm. 6mm is just really tiny and might look creepy with the blue eyes. So I think if we use 8mm, it might look a little bit cleaner with the eyes. So what we want to do for that is we want to take our crochet hook, and I want the eyes looking inwards. I think it's a little bit cuter when they both look inwards, but you can kind of place your eyes in a bunch of different places. You can make them looking outwards, like he's got crazy eyes, kind of like our long pigeon there. See how he's kind of like looking outwards. But I'm going to make it look inwards instead, because I think it looks a little bit cuter. And I think adding any kind of cuteness to this, that can't be true, Nicole. Any kind of cuteness to this would be nice. So we're going to go, I'm going to take my crochet hook. I'm going to go in between, I'm holding this upside down. I'm going to go in between the two loops here. So see, when you look at a bobble stitch, see how there's 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go in between sections 2 and 3, which is towards the inside of the face, like that. And I'm just going to place my crochet hook in there and just kind of wiggle it in. And that's going to create this gap, which we can then take our eye, place it there, and wiggle it into the face like that. Nice. Hey, that doesn't look that bad. I mean, it looks a little creepy because it's blue, but honestly, it kind of looks good too. On the other eye, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go, but this time we're going to go in between stitches 1 and 2. So right there. Place it in there. Wiggle it in there to make a gap. And then we'll take this, place it in between that, and we'll wiggle it into position. And there's our eyes, looking adorably creepy. But honestly, also really cute. Now I'm just going to place this locking mechanism on the inside. Once we have our first head, by the way, after we're done with this, I'll make a second one just to make it a little cleaner probably. And we'll just do some slight color changes instead. But I don't know. It's not bad though. I like it. I like what's going on there. Alright, so there's our head without our beak. Let's go ahead and add a beautiful long bird beak. I'm thinking like that long. You know, it's got to be, it's a toucan. They're known for their big old beaks. We're going to start. Now here's the question. Hold on, let's draw this a little bit. It might help me out if I can draw this one out a little bit more before we actually get into it. So we want the beak like that. Big beak. And we actually want it to be like kind of straight on one side and on the other. And then for the nose itself, the very tip of the nose, so like right like this, we want a different color. And then we can do just a line like that maybe. But honestly, I might just do it all in one color. I'm thinking orange. So here's what I'm thinking. Orange here. And then black. Or red. I think black looks a little bit more classic. So we're going to go black there. And then along the edge, when we sew this onto the face, there's going to be like this little edge that goes over it. Like right over this top part. That's going to be red. So this part will be red. That's the plan for this beak. You can kind of see what's going on here. hold it up like that. Yeah, so that's the plan. All right, so let's see what we can do here. We could do color changes. We could just sew on the black. Might be easier to sew on the black. And I want to do I want to increase it up in the right way. Let's do. I could technically do this in 2 different parts, too, because we could do it like kind of like this beak goes, you know, where it's like long, and then we do another one that's long under there, where it's like 2 different parts that are sewn on. But that's just kind of complicated. I think it'd look better if it was just a big tube, kind of like what we did with this crow beak. Actually, the crow's beak's pretty good if I can just make it bigger and make the tip of this black instead, and then just do like a little line for the mouth. You know what? That's it. Let's work off the crow beak. So I'm gonna pull up the crow in my patterns her, if I can find it, and we'll work off of that for the start of this pattern. And we're gonna do it all in orange. Or will we? Or will we? You think the tip of the beak should be bright yellow? I don't think they're all not bright yellow. I mean, bright red I would give you, but I'm looking at a bunch of pictures of toucans and I don't see any with a bright yellow one. Okay, opposite puppy thinks we should start with black and then move on to orange. Okay, I think you're probably right. Let's do that. So we're gonna start with our black yarn. And we're gonna start by making a magic loop. And for round 1, we're just gonna do round 1 in black. Round 1, we're gonna do 4 single crochets into the magic loop. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll pull that tight. I'm not gonna use a stitch marker here because I like living on the edge. Okay, so that's gonna be the tip of it. And you know what? We're gonna change now to orange. So I'm gonna undo that last stitch right there. And we're gonna grab our orange yarn, put it in between the loops there, and we're gonna change over to orange. Pull it under, switch it over, and pull through with our orange yarn like that. And we'll work around this black tail end for this round too to kind of keep, this tail end that's attached in the middle. We're gonna work around that for this round just to keep it in place. For this round, we're gonna do 1 single crochet into our first stitch right here. And I actually am gonna make this slightly different. What we're gonna do this time is we're gonna do 1 single crochet there, and then we're gonna do 2 increases in a row in orange. Still working around this black tail end. So 1, and then we want another stitch into the same spot for an increase, like that. So 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and then another increase after that. So 2 increases in a row. 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet after that right here. Let's see how that kind of hooks up. That. I'm not going to cut my long tail end because I'm going to use that for sewing in, but I can cut my shorter tail end here that's attached to the ball. I don't think I need that. Yes, we're going to trust the process. Hello, Stitch. Nancy, when am I releasing the video for the Hermit Crab shell? I'll release it tomorrow. It's actually already technically out. If you go to the Hermit Crab pattern and look in the description, you can find the link to that video. But I'll go ahead and put it in the, I'll make it public tomorrow for you. Okay. So normally on our regular pattern, we would just do a round of single crochets. I think I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna increase it up again. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think that's good. I think that'll be great. Dustin, oh my gosh, Dustin, thank you so much for your support. Okay, before I continue that round, let's say hi to Dustin, who just gave us a tip. By the way, look at that. Speaking of tip, look at the tip of that nose. That's exactly what we wanted. And then we're gonna increase it up a little bit. Oh, this is gonna look freaking good. Okay, Dustin, thank you so much for your support. Oh my gosh, Dustin, $10? You rock. You rock. Thank you so much for your support, dude. If you have a suggestion for a burb, go ahead and let me know. But I can just make a educated decision for you, Justin. And let's give you the one. Honestly, legit, one of my favorite burbs. This one was made because it was made for a. It was made for our Earth Day crochet alongs a few years ago. Because this is actually an endangered creature. It's called a sandpiper. There's a whole bunch of pipers all over the world, but when I lived in San Francisco, we actually had pipers there, and they were endangered. They looked just like this. They are so cute. Honestly, they were like this size too. They're so cute, and they run around the ground. Blah, blah, blah. And it's actually Piper Day on Wednesday. This Wednesday. So yeah, we're going to be making more of these pipers and looking at them and stuff like that. And of course, just to prove it, it is a burb. So don't you worry about it, Dustin. Thank you for your support, Dustin. Super appreciated. If you got a name for your little piper bird here, let me know. This is also the only bird that I've made with these little fun feet, too, I think. Yeah. We'll have it right here so you can just see the feet and the beak and this, like, just like that. I know it looks kind of funny, but when you watch the full video of this tutorial, it's going to be fully in screen. Ah, sorry. Which we're going to edit after this. Okay, back to round 3 of our toucan beak. For round 3, we're going to do 1, 2, increase, 1, 2. I think that's going to be a plan. Okay, so 1 single crochet into the first 2 stitches, which will be like 1 there, and then 1 there. So 2 single crochets to start. And then we're going to do an increase into the next stitch right here. So that means 2 singles in the same stitch for that one. 2. And then we're going to do another increase. So 2 increases in a row again, just like our last round. And this round is hard to work because it's kind of tiny, but I think it's going to look right. Because basically what I'm doing is, because I'm adding all these increases in that top part there, it should make it rounded down like that when we do all the rest of our... See how it's kind of like curving a little bit? That's what we're kind of aiming for. And then we'll do 2 more single crochets to get to the end of this round. So 1... I think I could have done 2 rounds of black, by the way, so maybe that'll happen in our next one. We'll find out. Like that. All right, now I should have 10 stitches around. I guess I could count my stitches or whatever. Let's count them. Let's make sure we're on track here. Stuff this little tail end in there because I don't want it, and I think it needs to get out of my face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, 8 stitches around, not 10. I knew that. I did know that. Honestly, I did. I said 10, but I meant 8. All right. Round 4. I think round 4, we're just going to do single crochets all the way around. I think we're going to do a few rounds of this, but let's just do it one round at a time to start us off. And also, this black yarn here is kind of coming undone, so hold on. You need to get into there. Yeah, I need all these tail ends bits. I shouldn't have cut this so short, but I did, so it doesn't matter. We've already made our mistake. Let's fix it. There we go. Did that help? Nah, I don't think that actually helped at all. Whatever. I think I might have made it weird. Anyhow, let's continue on. Let's get back to it. Single crochets for every stitch around, probably for a few rounds, definitely for 1. Probably, I'm thinking 3. Depends how long we want this toucan beak to be, but I'm thinking 3 rounds makes sense. Let's find out. What crochet hook do I use? I use our own crochet hooks. These are actually from my shop. These are size 4mm crochet hooks. It's my favorite kind of hook to use with amigurumi yarn. We have them available in the shop if you want to. Yeah, they're our own hooks. All right, so there's our first round of single crochets. Let's look at this on our character here. And also let's fix this. See, this is what I was trying to fix. See that weird little end there? It's from that stitch that so we're just gonna tuck that in the inside there because I don't know what happened there. I screwed up something. All right, let's see this on the face real quick. Hey, look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks like a puffin almost. You know, because it's a short snout. But look, if we make that out to there, we got a toucan. And then we can add that black line maybe. Maybe. I might not. Welcome to the Church of Perch, Dustin. Yes, Dustin, you've been welcome to the Church of Perch. We'll give you our traditional welcoming chant. Chat, you can do it with me. Ready? That's for Dustin. Thank you for your support again, Dustin. All right, another round of single crochets. I think at least one more. I keep getting this tail end. I shouldn't have cut it so short so quick. It made things. I was like, oh, it's annoying me, but now it's annoying me even more. And I've got Jimbo fur and everything. Rosie, how are you doing? I am doing great. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I've been working all week on this big update on our website. I'm very excited to share it. We talked a little bit about it already. It's called the Untangled Update because there's a brand new feature that's coming out soon that I'm really excited about. And I've been working on some new patterns. It's been a long week, but a good week, you know. I think another round, right? I don't think that's long enough. I think it needs to be like that long. I also think we maybe could decrease it down at the end one time, like right at the top maybe. It depends on how many stitches we have to work with. Okay, let's actually count that. Let's look at the face here. And we're going to see how many stitches we want to work with for sewing it onto the face. So I'm definitely going to want to do one. I mean, I might want to go up actually. 1, 2, 3, like that. Let's see. Would it go up like that? Because then it would go like kind of rounded. Or we are decreasing it down at the top there. And we just go 1, 2, 3 like that. Did we just finish our music? Wow. I did not choose a long soundtrack. All right, next soundtrack. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really 7 is what we could work with, which is perfect. That's one decrease, right? Or we could go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, this is gonna work perfectly. All right, so our last round, we're gonna decrease it in. Is that going to be this round or one extra round? How long do we want the bird be? Let's try one more round of single crochets and see how long that is. So let's start there. So this is going to be our third round of single crochets in a row, by the way, if you're keeping track. I think this might be the round where we actually want it to decrease, but I can always go back a few stitches to make that happen. This will be our last stitch. Real quick, nice and quick. There we go. All right, let's see. So there's our beak. Here it is on our face. Like that. Okay, so if we do one more round, we could either decrease it on this round and make that the length of the beak, or we could do one more. It'll be like that long. I think we do one more. Toucans have crazy long beaks in real life. It's wild. So we're going to do one more round. So that was 3 rounds in a row of single crochets. And for our final round here, we're going to do a decrease and then a single crochet at the end. So we're going to do 6, 1, yeah, 2, no, 3, 4, 5 single crochets. So 5 single crochets and then 1 invisible decrease. We're going to go front loop only, front loop only, like that, and then do a single crochet for that stitch. And then one last single crochet in this next stitch right here, and that should bring your stitch count down to just 7 stitches around. And also bring that down. See how it just barely brought the top of that down a little bit? That's going to be really helpful for making it look a little bit more like a toucan beak, I think. All right, to finish this up, I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here. So we can go into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through, and we can cut this yarn. I do want it long enough to sew onto the face, so we'll go about like that long. Let's pull that all the way through. And there is our toucan beak made. I'm liking that a lot, actually. So if we sew that right onto the face there, ba-boom, we have a toucan beak. And it's looking pretty good, honestly. That's kind of exactly the way I want it to look. The only thing that's annoying me right now is this little piece of yarn right there. So we're just going to try to tuck that in a little bit better. And let's stuff this up a little bit too. We don't need a lot of stuffing. I think we can kind of go pretty light on the stuffing. Happy International Crochet Day to you as well, Watermelon. Hey, if you haven't yet, like this video down below. We're trying to get to 125 likes today to untangle or unlock. I've been saying untangle all week. Unlock another giveaway next week. We're gonna do a giveaway, I think, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Sunday, to say thanks for our last like goal, by the way. Okay. There's our beak. Let's go ahead and sew this onto our toucan's face. What do we say? Do we like what we got going on there? Any feedback? There's going to be a red line along the top too, just to be clear. And we might do a line in the middle. But honestly, I don't even think we need a line in the middle. Can we name the toucan? Of course you can name the toucan. Please give name suggestions in the chat. Actually, hey Zoe or Cooper, could one of y'all keep track of the names so we can do a vote on it later? And just DM me the link to the Google Doc that you're keeping for the names on Slack, and then I will choose from that. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to sew this onto the face. Now, where are we starting is the question. Well, I know I want the top to be sewn on right there, like that. So if that gets sewn on like that, then that means that this stitch, and this stitch should be our top 3. Yeah, so that will be there, which means we're going to start right here, right next to the eye. Okay, so we're going to start right next to that eye, come out through the next stitch like that. And then I'm going to thread. Sometimes I like to add the needle first and then thread the yarn onto the needle. It just makes it like kind of a little bit easier. Sometimes. Sam. The most famous toucan. Alright, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch, which will be right here. And then to the same place and come out of the next stitch over, which will be right there. And we'll pull that nice and tight. It should tighten both of those stitches, yeah. Go into the next stitch on the beak, into the same stitch on the body, and then up through the next stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3 goes here, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, we're good. So we're gonna come out right next to the eye, like that. Pull that tighter. Into the next stitch here. And just keep going. Ooh, Mango is a fun name. Into that same stitch, we're going to come out on the top above the eye, right there. And then we're going to sew across the top ridge. Pull that nice and tight. This stitch here. stitch and next stitch like that. Let's go into this one. Only a couple more to go. Get that body out of the next stitch over. I don't know where that black yarn came from, but we need to get it out of there. See, there's like a little bit of black yarn that's like peeking its way through. There we go. Nice. Into that next stitch. Now we're going to come out where we started, and then we're going to go around that last slip stitch to secure everything together. This. Tight. I don't know where that black yarn is coming from, so we're going to hide that in. And then I'm going to go around that last slip stitch into the body. Like that. Pull it nice and tight. Oh my god. Tell me that's not the perfect toucan beak. Come on. Are you kidding me? Dude, what are you talking? I'm a pro, guys. Tell me I'm a pro, right? All right, we're going to double knot these two ends together real quick and cut them close. And then I'll add our red along the top of our toucan beak just for some extra detail. Nice. All right, and let's go ahead. We're going to add just a little bit of red yarn. Not a lot. Like, seriously, not a lot at all. That's probably fine. And we're going to sew this onto over the burb, over the toucan beak. So we're going to go, I'm going to actually come out on one side of the eye like this. Now let's see how that looks. And I just go across like that. Yeah, look at that. That adds a lot, actually. So we're going to go all the way back to across the other side of the eye. Like that. Let's see, is one enough? I actually think one is enough. What do we think? Should I do another one? Double that up, make it a little bit thicker? I don't even know if we need to. That looks pretty good. It's just enough where it makes you go like, oh yeah. You know? I like it. When will we be releasing the pattern for the hermit crab shell? It's actually already out for you, Nicole. I will put it public tomorrow, but it's actually on, if you go to the original hermit crab pattern, you can find it in the description. But I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like what we got going on there. One looks good. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad you agree, Chirp a little, because I agree with you too. Double knot that. Let's try not to double knot it too tight though. Tootie? Tooie. Tooie to rhyme with Louie. I like that, Onyx. That's cute. Okay, we're going to double knot that. We cut it close, and suddenly, wham, ba-bam, we've got our toucan. Not so Sam. Oh, that is a good... That's a good boy. This is a good boy. I love it. Oh my gosh. I am super happy with that. I'm so happy with that. That looks so good. Holy cannoli. Guys, I'm good. All right, let's keep going. Now we need to add all our other accoutrements. Accoutrement. We're going to start by making our feet. I think I'm going to keep the feet normal like I do for all burbs. I think we'll keep the feet normal. We'll keep the wings normal. The tail, maybe we'll do something fancy with the tail. I don't even think we need to, honestly. I think if we use just basically the crow as our base, I think that's it. So that's what we're going to work off of. We're going to start with the feet and the burb beak. Let's start with the feet, though. For the feet, it's actually pretty easy. All you do for the feet is you make a slip knot just like these. Hold on, let me grab the pattern just so I don't say it incorrect. Yeah, okay, cool, I was right. Make a slip knot like this. We're going to do yellow for, our feet. And we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I like to pull it really tight so these first 2 chains get, like, poked into, like, a little point. And then I go into the back loop of that first chain right here. And then make a slip knot. So I wiggle my crochet hook into that first loop like that. And then make a little slip knot. Just like that. And then I just do this following repeat 2 more times. I chain 2, 1, 2, I pull tight, and then I'll slip stitch into that same place that we just slip stitched, just like that. Boom. It makes another little point, and then we do one more. 1, 2, pull tight, and slip stitch like that. And that's how I do little feet. And then I'll chain 1 to finish it up. Cut the yarn. We'll pull this all the way through. And now we've got this fun little star piece, and that's going to be for our little toesy woesies. Not our regular toes, but our toesy woesies. Let's go ahead and cut that little thread that is distracting. Let's put this to the side. We got our foot. We need to make 1 more of those feet, and then we can work on the wings and the tail. We're kind of flying now. We're kind of flying. They can add. I'm only going to choose from 4 names, so just heads up there. All right, thank you, Cooper. Cooper just sent me the list of all the names. Whew, we got a good amount. Oh, wow, we got some good ones. Tammy, Tuki, Rio, Max, Mango, Tango, Gonzo. Oh, someone is going straight to my heart with the name Gonzo. That's my favorite Muppet. That is my favorite Muppet. Tutu, oh my gosh, you guys are flying. Poor Cooper is like tip-typing away. Good name suggestions. All right. There's our second foot. I don't think we need to do anything fancy with those. I think that's pretty easy. Pull that through. And there we go. We got 2 little feet. Boop. Next, I'm going to make a burb beak. This is going to be the beak for the inside of the face. We'll go ahead and make it yellow. I usually like to make it match the... You know what? Let's make it red. Or let's make it orange. Let's make the burb beak orange. And then we'll do a little red line over the top of it like our toucan. Because why not? For our burb beak, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We can skip the first 2 chains, and then in the back loop of the 3rd chain from the hook, we're going to do a half double crochet, like this. Yeah, the good news is for the rest of this pattern, Cooper, I think the written instructions, you can just probably copy from the crow. So it should be a little easier for the rest of it. Because I know that beak was probably a lot of writing. There's our little burb beak. Looks pretty cute. I like it. Tiny. Easy. Now we need some wings. And we are not just going to go winging this. Nope. We're going to be using the wing pattern from the crow as well. So we're going to do a magic loop. Well, we kind of want a long end too. Like that's probably long enough. The magic loop. These, I make 2 different wings in 2 different ways. So that we can have a right wing and a left wing. But both of them start the exact same way. We're going to start in our magic loop with row 1 by single crocheting 3 times into the magic loop. 1, 2, and 3. Chloe asks, can we crochet cows? Heck yeah. We almost did another bonimal today, and we actually have a cow bonimal. That's pretty cute. Row 2, we're going to turn, chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to half double crochet 2 into each stitch around. So we're going to yarn over, we'll go into the next stitch right here, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So there's 1, and 2, like that. And then I'm going to do that for all of these stitches. So that'll bring us up from 3 to 6 stitches, by the way, if you're counting stitches. And then our last stitch right here. 1 and 2. There we go. Okay, now is where we're going to change this up. We're going to have 2 different... Oh, interesting. I just realized the crow... Oh, you know what? No, we don't have to change things up. That's right. Yeah, we don't because they're all black, so it can be the same on each side. Okay, so all we need to do then for these wings is we're going to turn chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Like that. And then we're just going to repeat that 3 times. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the next stitch, and then one more of those. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch. And then we'll finish the wing up by slip stitching 3 times to get up to the edge of the wing. I'll be answering the chat in just a second, by the way. 1, 2, and this will be the last one right there. Make sure you're under both of those loops like that. And then we just slip stitch there. And we'll finish up a wing by chaining 1, cutting the yarn. You don't need a very long end. I was wrong about that extra long end there. And then pull it all the way through. And then we have a wing. Wing, wing. Who is it? And we're going to put this right there with our other bits and bops. And we're going to make another one of those wings. How am I doing in Silk Song? Great question, Erica. Fine. I've died so many times, it's actually insane. It is one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my life. Period. Period. It's so hard. It's so difficult. But I love it, kinda. And yeah, I've just gotten to this one area where, like, it's covered in bells. Like, there's bells everywhere. There's like people floating on strings. So I just got to that place and started fighting that boss, and then I died like 4 times, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting back to this later. And it's been a couple of days, so I need to get back into it before I forget my muscle memory of how to play that game. Alright, last stitch here for our other wing. There you go. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then we're just going to do this wing the exact same way. So we don't actually need to make the wings any different at all. Cut. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch here. And then I'll just slip stitch all the way to the end. 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll chain 1. Okay, now we come to a part where I'm debating. Do I make the tail fancy, or do we keep the tail like we do in the crow? I kind of think we keep it like we do in the crow. Let me show you what we got here. This is a crow's tail. It looks a little fuzzy because I've got yarn everywhere. But look at this crow's tail. I kind of think this feels perfect. Doesn't that feel perfect for a toucan? Like, it's like a 3-piece feathers. They're long and pointy. Like, the other option is we could do long ones like that long that are like kind of straight. But I kind of think that this tail works. Like, it feels right to me. Wait, they got blue feet? Who has blue feet? Keep the crow one? Okay, cool. I'm glad you agree with me. Toucans don't have blue feet. Do they really have blue feet? Oh my gosh, they do have blue feet. Okay, maybe we gotta redo the feet. Oh my gosh, they have blue feet? What? Oh, not all of them. But a lot of them do. Wow. Okay, we're making the feet blue. Let's remake those feet. Thank you for that. Who was that? Onyx. Thank you for that. We have to redo our feet to be blue. Good catch. Cooper says he votes the crow tail, so he has less work. I agree with that, though. I think it looks great. Like, I think that is the tail we'll do. So we're going to do the crow tail. I'm going to redo the feet really quick in blue. So again, we're going to chain 3, pull tight. In the back loop of the first chain, we're going to slip stitch 1 like this. There we go. And then we're going to move that over. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, pull that tight, slip stitch into that stitch. And then one more time, chain 2, tight, slip stitch into the same loop. Chain 1, cut the yarn, don't need a long end, pull that all the way through, and we have our little foot in blue. I can't believe they have blue feet and I didn't even notice that. Oh, well, congrats to Chirp a Little. Chirp a Little and Onyx, thank you both together. Onyx notified me, Chirp a Little notified you, Onyx. So, you know, it was a team effort. That's really cool that they have blue feet, though. I like it. What a weird bird. Love it. Love a weird bird. 2, pull that tighter, and slip stitch here. Chain 1. Cut the yarn. All right, now we've got our feet done, and we've got yellow feet to spare for another project in the future. So I'll go ahead and throw those ones to the side. Hey, can I just say, timeline-wise, we're doing great, team. We are on fire. Okay, next we just need our tail and then our body. Tail. We're going to do it like we did the crow tail. So we're going to start with a magic loop. Move these over a little bit. There we go. Start with the magic loop. We're going to start with a single crochet 1 into the first stitch. Then half double crochet 1. There we go. I'm going to pull this a little tighter. Then we're going to double crochet 1. Oopsies. Fix that up. Okay, double crochet 1. Then we're going to triple crochet 1. 1, 2. aka the treble crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to do a mini picot, so we create a point at the edge of the wing, like these. And then we're going to chain 3, or chain 2. 1, 2. So mini picot, chain 2, slip stitch to the magic loop. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do a treble or triple crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll do another mini picot to make a point in the center of our wing or tail. Then another triple crochet into the magic loop. Yarn over twice into the magic loop. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna chain 2. 1, 2. Slip stitch into the magic loop like that. Boom. Okay, there's our second wing. So you can see 1, 2. We want to have 3 little feathers there. So now we want one more feather. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do a mini picot, which means we're going to chain 2 more. 1, 2. Skip that first chain and slip stitch into the back loop of the second chain from the hook. Now we want to do a triple crochet. 1, 2, just 2. Yarn over twice into this magic loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Double crochet 1, yarn over once, and go into the magic loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Half double crochet 1. Pull through all of them, and then a single crochet will finish that up. We can pull this magic loop nice and tight to close that end in, like that. There's our little cute tail. Oh, that's perfect. That looks great. And then we can just cut the yarn. We actually don't need, oh look at that, we have a little thread that doesn't want to play with us. We don't need a very long end here. We'll do a little longer, we'll do it like that long. Don't need it too bad though. And then just pull that all the way through. Like this. And let's pull that middle tighter again. And there's our tail, our toucan tail. That's good. All right. We got our tail. We got our burb beak. We got our feet. We got our wings. We need the burb body. And this part's going to go nice and quick. Which means I think it's time we can start voting for a name. We have enough name suggestions. So we're naming our toucan burb just so you can see the head again for reference. And I'm going to choose my favorite names here and we're going to vote on those. So hold on. I need to think here. Someone named it it's a bad name. Fruit Lupus. Not good. That's really funny. Okay. Ooh. That's kind of a double name, but I kind of like it. Okay. Ooh, that's a good name too. Gosh, you guys came up with a lot of good names. Hold on, I need to narrow this down. Oh, I love that one. Oh, no, I love that one. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Hold on, I need to change that one because it's so close. Yeah. Great. Okay, we got 4 name suggestions that I love. They're all so good. Create a poll. Name our toucan. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, name our toucan. There is a poll in the chat now. You can name our toucan between Tango Mango, Gonzo, Tank, or Tootsie. I think I'm gonna vote. I think I'm gonna vote Tank. Oh, I might vote Tootsie. Tootsie the toucan, Tank the toucan. Those sound really good. Gonzo also. Gonzo the toucan. I'm gonna go with that one. Ooh, it's a close vote. Okay, keep on voting, and let's keep on crocheting. We need Fruit Loops. I wish I had Fruit Loops. All I have are Captain Crunch right now. I've been on a Captain Crunch kick. So next, we are making our burb body. The burb body is pretty easy. I've made so many of these at this point. We'll start with our magic loop. And we're going to single crochet 6 times into the center of the magic loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, pull that tight. And now we're going to increase into each stitch. I'm not going to use a stitch marker for this part because I'm a wild child and I like to live dangerously. 1, 2. Let's do that one again. All right, nice. Another increase here. And another increase here. All right, we're cruising. This is gonna be great. Real was one of the name suggestions. I almost voted for it. I almost put it on there. Fruit Lupus not being in the poll is a crime. No, I'm not naming my toucan Lupus. So silly. Okay, let's keep going. That made me laugh really hard. Now I'm on rounds 3 and 4. Rounds 3 and 4 are just a regular single crochet in each stitch. By the way, I don't know if I was saying this that much. Round 1 was single crocheting 6 into a magic loop. Round 2 I increased in each stitch, so we went up from 6 to 12. And then rounds 3 and 4, these next 2 rounds that I'm currently on, we're just single crocheting into each stitch around. So that's going to be 2 rounds of 12 single crochets per round, 24 single crochets total. Oh my gosh. Nikki, hello, welcome to the chat, welcome to the live stream. We're making toucan. We're making a toucan. We're voting for its name right now if you want to try to vote for the name suggestion. Love the name Gonzo. Gone in a second. Gonzo. I love that. I'm under arrest for not choosing to name our toucan Fruit Lupus. I'm so sorry. Can I pay a fine instead? I'm going to take our tail end from the very beginning here and pull it right through the top of the head like that. And I'm just going to cut it nice and close like this to create a little tuft of hair. And now he's going to have this little tuft of hair at the top of his head too. Should be kind of cute. All right. All right, next round, round 5, I'm going to increase up. We're going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase 3 times in a row. 1, 2, and 3 single crochets and then 1 increase. 1, 2, and then by doing that 3 times, that'll bring your stitch count up from 12 to 15. By the way. All right, we're going to be then on to round. We're flying, right? Yeah, we are flying like a toucan. When? Oh, Nancy, great question. Nancy asks, when are we releasing the Amigurumi seal patterns? That is going to be next week, I think. 1, 2, 3, an increase right here. Yes, I believe that's next week. Let me look on my calendar really quick for you because I do have this written down. I went and did a bunch of scheduling yesterday. Yes, that is going to be next Friday. So look out for it next Friday. Thank you for asking. And let me know if you have any other questions. Okay. We're now on to round 6, which is going to be increased up from 15 to 18 stitches. By the way, next Friday is, I believe, September 19th. For round 6 that we're currently on, we're doing 4 single crochets and then an increase repeated 3 times around, which goes up from 15 to 18 stitches, which is going to be our stitch count for the end of round 6, which I'm just about to get to. You're going to crab your handcuffs. I can't even say that right. To arrest me. That's funny. Okay, that's going to be the end of round 6. Round 7, we're going to increase up to 21, but it's going to be a little weird. Oh my gosh, next stream is Cooper's birthday. We're going to have to do a birthday thing for Cooper. Thank you for letting me know, Coop. It better be a good one. Heard, Cooper, heard. We're going to do 11 to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Then we're going to do an increase into the next. 1 and 2. Then 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Then another increase. 1, 2 in the same stitch. 2 more single crochets. 1, 2, and then finally an increase right here to finish this round up with 21 stitches around. That's the end of round 7. All right, round 8, we are going to be doing all single crochets. So 1 single crochet for every stitch for round 8 here. Crochet a birthday cake for Coop's birthday. Ooh, we might bring a birthday cake to the stream. That might be really cute. No pressure. Cooper, maybe we need some suggestions from you. What is your give us some favorites. What's your favorite animal? I think you might have told me this before actually. All right, we just have a few more stitches here. This will be the end of round 8 for 21 stitches around. Okay. And next up, we are going to add the Burb face. So let's pull this to the side. Where's Jimbo? He's in the other room. He was yowling before the stream started. He can say hi at the end of today's live stream, but if he comes in right now, he's going to distract me and start scratching up our legs. So I'm going to wait till the end of today's stream for Jimbo to say hi. I'm going to start by sewing on the Burb beak. Chloe, so thank you for the tutorials. You watched me in the beginning. Oh, thank you, Chloe. I'm so glad. I hope you are having a great day, and I hope your crochet journey is going very well. All right, the Burb beaks go right here. Specifically, it's going to be in round 4 into stitches 3 and 5. That's where we sew these little ends on. So right now I'm in stitch number 3 of round 4, and then 2 stitches over, 1, 2. The way I find that, by the way, is there's this little, right here is an increase, and I know it goes around the increase. That's the only way. That's the way that I find it a little quicker than counting my stitches, because I didn't use a stitch marker. So like that. And I'm going to pull these nice and tight so that the knot on the inside comes through. See that? Just like that. And then we'll do the same on this side. If I can. There we go. Like that. So then both of those knots are pulled on the inside. And then we just double knot. 1, 2, this, and then we'll cut it nice and short, like that. And there is our Burb beak. Adorable. Next we want to add, you know what, let's add that little bit of red over the Burb beak, just to create like some kind of symmetry. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that over that Burb beak, just like that, just to kind of like make it match the toucan a little bit more. So that way later on when I'm like, which one is the toucan's body, I can remember. But also I guess it'll be easy for me to remember because the feet are going to be blue. So just like that, just a simple addition of some red to add a little color. Okay. This looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's cut. You know what? I don't even need to cut that. We'll just go ahead and stuff that on the inside. And let's add some eyes. I'm going to be using 6mm eyes for the Burb body. 2 of those guys. 2 of those guys. These go 1 stitch over from the beak, so right here. Right here. So they're actually lined up with the beak like that. Looks adorable. And then close them in on the inside. Ah. Nice. I'm really proud of this. Okay, pull that up. Make sure that our little fuzz is above that. Oh my gosh, that was a great that was a great addition. I love that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, 1 second. I need to plug in my phone before it dies on us. There we go. Okay. We are on round 9 of the crochet pattern. Let's continue now. Round 9, we're going to be decreasing it down a little bit. We're going to start by doing 11 single crochets to get started. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I said 11, right? Yeah, 11. Starbelly says, watching you freeform this is so rad. I was obsessed with making chickens for a bit, but my fave variation was a red-eyed void chicken. The burps are so fun to make. Thank you so much, Starbelly. I do love doing these like freeform live streams. It's just a lot of fun, and I end up making some of my favorite creations this way. So yeah, Expect them to keep coming. 1, 2. I think we might want to do a little red butt here. You know what? Maybe we'll do... I have an idea. But we just finished that round. It was 11 single crochets, 1 invisible decrease, 2 single crochets, another invisible decrease, 2 single crochets, and then 1 last invisible decrease right here, which brought us back down to 18 stitches. Oh, thanks, Zoe. I know, it's looking real good. Okay, so we got round 10 now. We have 1 single crochet into our first stitch, and then an invisible decrease into the next. So front loop, single crochet, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way around to go down to 12 stitches around. So 1 in the first, decrease in the next, and it'll pull our stitch count down pretty significantly. And then we can add in our little feet and stuff, wings and tails, all that fun stuff. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of red yarn on their bum, because it looks like toucans actually have this little like a little bit of fuzz on their butts that's red. All right. My favorite crochet stitch, angel wing, is got to be the bobble stitch. I love the bobble stitch. I'm going to pull that loop out right there. There's our burb body before we sew on all of our bits and bops. Let's go ahead and start doing that though. We're going to start by adding, let's start with the wings, which are going to go on either side of the body, obviously. So 1 wing will go here, and 1 wing is going to go there, like that. And because there's 2 tail ends, 1 tail end goes into the middle, 1 end goes into the edge. I'm going to start with the edge one, like that. We'll just thread that on our needle first. Hey, if you haven't yet, please like this video down below. We're trying to get to 125 likes to unlock a giveaway next stream. Just heads up. All right, so the wings, I'm going to put them like right... Is that too low? If we go right here, is that too low? No, I think that's about right. So like under the eye. 1 stitch over, and then 1 right there. And then the other one would go right there and right there maybe. Let's try right here. This might be a little low. I don't know. And then let's go 1, 2 over right here. Let's go ahead and pull that in, and then I'll add the toucan's head back on, and let's see how that looks with everything. Just like that. 1, 2. I think that's low. That's too low. That's way too low. But let's go ahead. Let's add our head on there just so we can see. This goes like, you know, we need to stuff the head a little bit. Just like barely. Like that's honestly, that's too much stuffing. I just need to make sure that it doesn't concave on the inside of the head. So we go, we stuff it a little bit, and then let's add this onto the burb head, like that. And you can see that's a little low because we want to make that line up with the actual head there. So we're going to go 1 round up. Let's try that again. So 1 will be right here, which is pretty close to under the eye. We could go in the back a little bit more. Let's see this again. It's right there. That's pretty good. And then we do another one right over here. Yeah, okay, this works. Oof. There we go. We need to use a little bit of spit to make that better. There we go. 1. And then 2 stitches over from that first one, so right there, with the back of our wing. And I think we're just gonna double knot this. We're gonna pull it nice and tight on the inside and double knot it. I know it sounds kind of funny just doing 2 connection points. Sometimes I do more than that, but this will keep it kind of floppy, which I actually kind of think will look nice. So let's pull that nice and tight here. And then we'll double knot. 1, 2, that. And let's see what we got going on there. There we go. Hey, that actually didn't end up being that floppy, but looks good. And then when the head's on, like this, boom, it lines up perfectly with the head. That's great. I love it. That's great. Okay. Next wing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Our project manager for Club Crochet, Nicole, came up with a really good idea for our pattern, one of our patterns in October. So I'm gonna be working on a new pattern probably this next week to get ready for it, because I want to test it and stuff. Okay, so next wing's gonna be there. But it was such a good idea. They were like, what if you did this? And I was like, oh, you're a genius. 1, 2. Go. So look out for a new pattern coming in October that I'm really excited about. I'm excited about all my patterns though. One. There's one. And then we're just going to double knot these on the inside. Pull them nice and tight. You just got your what? Oh, Cooper got his lava run package today. What? Really? That came so fast. Oh my gosh, they were supposed to send me the shipping information for that. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know they went out already, let alone that they were delivered already. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Okay, that is really good news, by the way, for me. All right. Gosh, that is such good news for me. Okay, so there's our 2 wings sewn on. I think that looks pretty great. Let's add our tail. The tail's got kind of 2 ends here. It's got like a butt end and a end. So the first thing I like to do is thread the butt end first. And this goes directly where the butt goes. So it's going to be like right there, and then the other 2 ends are going to go right there under it. So there. And then this end, we'll thread that on our needle. Wow. I can't believe it got there already. I thought that was going to take forever. How many people have entered the challenge? I actually don't think anybody's entered the challenge yet. Cooper, have you seen any entries to the challenge in the pattern in the like challenge in the user submissions? I haven't checked them yet today, so I don't know. Go in here, and I'm just going around this stitch on the tail, and then I'm going through the next stitch over, and I'm going to do the same on the first stitch. So that way that these tails get like sewn on perfectly right, like that. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the original tail end from that butt right there, and we're just going to double knot these 2 together. I'm actually kind of glad you guys didn't choose pelican, because I did not know how I was going to crochet a pelican. I was excited to figure it out, but I was also kind of like, my brain hurts. Alright, so there's our double knot. There's our tail sewn on. Looks pretty adorable. Cute little booty. Look at that cute booty. We got cute booty. We got these cute little wings. Let's add our feeties and then finish up this fella. He's almost done though. Very exciting. Is this double knotted? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. We can cut that. We'll use all these tail ends for stuffing in a second too. All right, let's sew on our feeties. We have 4 submissions. That's it. Guys, we need more submissions. We only have like a couple more weeks left. Cat's Rule is one of the submissions to the Hermit Crab Challenge. Keep those submissions coming. All right, so the feet we're going to do right here and here. Maybe right there, actually. Yeah, we'll go right there for 1. And how the feet are sewn on, they're just 2 different pieces. two different tail ends here that go between two stitches and then just get double knotted. Pretty easy. Nice, good little Animal Crossing music there. All right, so pull that through. Just so those knots are pulled on the inside like that. And then I double knot that. Can you enter multiple times or just once? You can enter multiple times technically, but only the most recent submission will be counted. So make your last submission your favorite one. Okay. There is one of our little cute blue feet. Wow, toucans are weird. And then another blue foot over here. I think we'll go between this stitch, 1 and 2, so it's kind of lined up with the other one also. Or with the other wing, I meant. One stitch over right there. So I've been doing a lot of planning for our first Camp Crochet. The first and second Camp Crochet are going to be right next to each other in October. This is going to be a new live streaming event that is exclusive for members, and we're going to go into detail about one specific topic of design, and then we're going to crochet something together. I'm actually really excited about it. I found a bunch of technical difficulties trying to set it up, so I need to get it set up better. Because it's going to be a Zoom, so you can like join in and show your face and stuff if you want to, but you don't have to, obviously. And so it's been a little complicated to set it up, but I'm really excited about it. Okay, before I continue on here, I think we want a little red tuft on his booty. I think we do-de. What do you think? Let's look up another... toucan images. I want to look up a toucan's booty. Is that so wrong? Yeah, they do. They got this little red tuft of fur right under their tail. So right there. So we can do a little red tuft of fur at the end. I think that would be best. But let's go ahead and sew. Let's finish this up. We only have one more round. And I can add that tuft of fur at the end. Okay, so actually before I do this next round, I am gonna stuff. Let's go ahead and throw all these extra tail ends in here and stuff this up. I'm trying to get the stuffing above the head. That's really important. I'm actually gonna add some regular stuffing too that goes above the head. I say in the pattern stuff mostly at this part, not fully, but mostly. Let's save our little feet there. And then that way we have all these little tail ends and we don't have to worry about having too much waste because they're being used. There's this black yarn here too. Sorry about that, Mr. Camera. All right, so we're gonna throw all this stuffing in there also. Waste not, want not. Make sure it gets really stuffed in there in all the little crevices. And now we have a bunch of extra thread as stuffing, which also like weighs it down a little bit because it's a little heavier than regular stuffing, which is nice. Okay, last round. We're just going to decrease into each stitch around for our very last round of our Burb body. Okay, and I'm just going to do... You know what? I'm going to do a sharp decrease. That's going to be like a single or slip stitch two together. So I go into the next stitch under both loops like this, pull a loop through, then into the next stitch over like this, pull a second loop through, pull that second loop through the two on the hook. This is going to create a really sharp decrease. We're going to do 6 of those. Pull a loop through, into the next stitch, pull a loop through, and pull that same loop through the two on the hook. This creates a really sharp decrease which closes the bottom in really tightly. And the problem with this decrease method is it is pretty noticeable, but because it's on the bottom of our pattern, it doesn't really matter. It's also all in black, so you're not really going to tell anyhow. But the good thing about it is it lets our piece sit really flat. So because it decreases so sharply, it like sits really flat, which is nice. And it'll help our character sit up a little bit better, which is going to be really useful when it comes to our toucan's big old snout. All right, so that's 6 decreases total. Decrease in each stitch. Cut the yarn. We'll pull it all the way through. And we just have a few things we want to add here. First thing is we need to take our stuffing and just finish stuffing the bottom of our piece and make sure we get a little bit of stuffing in all the little cracks. So notice how I'm like kind of pushing that stuffing in all the edges of my piece because I want to make sure there's stuffing all around it. So that's the first thing. Is that enough stuffing? Yeah, maybe we'll do just a little bit more. Throw that into the base. Like that. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to add magnets. If you have made a burb before, you know that I love adding these, there we go, 3 super strong neodymium magnets. They're really great, and I just take them, place them right into the bum before I sew it closed, and then now it'll be magnetically attached so they can perch on anything metal. We'll thread the tail end here onto our needle, and I'm just going to sew this closed. We're going to work into the front loops of all the stitches around like this. 2, should be 6 of these. 3, 4, 5, and then one more, 6. And then I'm just going to pull that nice and tight, and it's going to close that booty in. Boink. Like that. Go straight back into the bottom, out somewhere on the back, like that, and pull it nice and tight. And then we can cut that end nice and close. And the last thing we want to do is let's add that red tuft to the bottom before we put our toucan's head on. So that's just going to be, I think all I'm going to do for that, we'll cut a little bit of our red yarn here, and we'll make a loop like this. I'm going to thread that loop on the end of our needle, and I'm going to go, which way do I want? I want the frills to go that way. So, yeah, like this. Yeah. So I'm going to go in through where the edge of that tail is, like that, out through the next stitch up. Okay, just get our little ends there, and we're going to pull those 2 tail ends through that loop. This. Pull it nice and tight. And then I'm just going to cut these tail ends really short. That. Even shorter, I think. That. And then I'll just poke them. This one actually I think could be a little shorter. Maybe we'll just trim little pieces of it so they're all different sizes. More like a tuft of fur. It kind of looks like they're tooting fire. But, you know, accuracy. It's all about accuracy. You won't even be able to see it ever. Fire tutor. Beautiful. Let's add our head on and figure out what you guys named our toucan. Okay, ready? Here's the head. And for the head, but if you're adding the head, I like to first put the beak like this. So I like to place it on like that and then scoop it under like that, so that way the beak is perfectly placed. And then I wiggle it on, and then bam, we've got our toucan all done. Look at this beautiful, beautiful piece of work here. This little red tuft on his little bum too. Oh, he looks so perfect. Okay, what do we name our toucan? What did we name them? And the vote, Tango Mango, of course. Tango Mango the toucan. Looking perfect. Tango Mango is great. Ugh, I love him. I love him. What a great choice to make a toucan, you guys. What is the red tuft? I don't know. They just have that. They've got this little red tuft on their butt. I don't know why. Oh, they look so good. And then we take the head off. And they are a burb. Secret agent. We need to start figuring out what they're spying on. It It is great. Love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get this onto the website as soon as possible. Look how perfect that is. All right. I'm going to stop my recording of my video so I can edit it in the correct timing. There we go. I was running out of time on my camera too. And I'm going to try to edit this video tonight so that I can get this up on the website ASAP as a new pattern. Oh, look at that beak. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And of course, we'll do a short. I'll try to edit a short tonight too. So look out for this coming as soon as possible to the website. I'll make it free on the website for a little bit of time, and then it'll be a member exclusive pretty quickly after that. Oh, Tango Mango, you're the cutest little dude. All right, shout out to a few people to say special thanks. The first is a special thanks to our moderators. Thank you so much, Zoe and Cooper. You rock. Cooper, thank you so much for writing this pattern down. Super big shout out to Coop in the chat. Everybody give him a big old coo. That is to say thank you for writing down this pattern. It's going to make this way easier for us to upload onto the website as soon as possible. So keep a lookout for that on the website, and shout out to Cooper for doing that for us. Super big shout out to all of our donators today. Let me see if I can remember them all. I think we have Duncan who supported to get our little Piper here. We've got Tina who supported for Long Pigeon. I can't remember who donated, but I remember we named this. Was it Kaylin? I think Kaylin donated for this, maybe. I can't remember, but Roland is the name of this little burb. Thank you for your support. Chirp a Little, I believe Chirp a Little donated for our seagull with our little ketchup sword. Thank you. And then finally, Nicole, my good friend Nicole, donated for our little crow. Thank you so much, Nicole. Kaylin was the owl. I was right. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. If you want to check out more burbs, we have a bunch of them in the library, including like a hummingbird is there. There's a macaw whose body I can't find, but I can find its little head there. And I'm always looking for more suggestions. So if you have other ideas for other burbs you'd like me to add on the website, let me know in the comments of that burb page. You can find it at clubcrochet.com/burbs. You can find the link right there or in the description of this video. I'll be back next week with another live crochet along. What are we making? I'm not sure. I think we're making mini gurumis, actually. I think we're going to be making a few new mini gurumis. Probably maybe a hermit crab, definitely a seal. So keep a lookout there. If you want to check out our new season, you can find it at clubcrochet.com/Sandy. Big shout out for anybody that wants to the hermit crab challenge to crochet a hermit crab with different shells. So you can make whatever shell you want. Is live now. If you want to enter to win, you will win a free deluxe kit. They are 80 buckaroos. You also get a you can get a gift card to the shop instead of the kit, so you can choose whatever you want to. So if you want to enter to win, all you need to do is crochet a hermit crab and create a shell for it. You can make any shell that you want, and we're gonna choose our 4 favorite, and then the community will vote on their favorite from that. Again, you can learn more at clubcrochet.com/challenge. Cooper just put a bunch of links in the chat for that. All right. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys had a great time. I am so proud of this. I think it's so cool. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh my gosh, stop. You hang up first. Oh my gosh, no, don't. You're making me blush. That's why. All right. Bye, everybody.